Bohemian Rhapsody. Today I wanted to try to create a gift look that is maybe a little bit more masculine. It doesn't mean that the gift wouldn't be appropriate for a female, but sometimes I find that gifts often end up looking pretty with lots of ribbons and bows and sometimes even a hint of floral. And so today I just wanted to try to create a bit of a different look. I'm going to be using a base that is standard to all the gifts, but then I'm just going to be switching up the look a little bit for each one of them using the various materials here. I found this really neat plain kind of metal ribbon, and I found it at the dollar store, so I don't remember if I paid $1 or $2 for it, but it's metal, and I thought it could be used for gift wrapping. I don't really know what the intent of it is, but it was in the crafting area. And so I'm going to be creating a gift, and this is going to be kind of my base element, but I'm going to be adding some ribbon and some other elements just to show you how you can change up the look. Have something like this that is my foundation piece, but then I can completely change that look just by changing other elements. So what I have today is just a basic black gift, and of course black isn't the only color that is masculine. Black is my favorite color, so I use it for a lot of feminine looking gifts as well, but for this particular one I thought it would be a perfect foundation. So what I did was I just have taken a long strip of the metal ribbon, and whenever I do a gift I'm always kind of pre-trialing it, so I know that this is a good length, but basically what I did, I just wrapped it around the gift and then figured out what size would work. So for the purpose of this I just have unwrapped that same piece just not to waste it. I tried to get it fairly even, and I've never worked with this before. It's something that I haven't used, so I'm kind of learning as I go as well. So the first thing that I noticed was it definitely moves around on the gift. I'm never really opposed to using tape on the reverse side of a gift, so even if it was exposed, I don't think it's a big deal, because if your gift is done well, the focus is going to be on the top, and who really cares if the bottom is exposed. But you definitely could use a double-sided tape as well, so in which case I've kind of already found where my center is. This is where my bottom is going to be, and I could just run my double-sided along there, and I'm hoping that'll be enough to secure it. If this was a gift I was giving away, I probably would extend it right up the top. I'm going to see if I can get away without doing that, just because I'm going to just unwrap it anyway. So of course you want this to be pretty much in the middle, and then what I'm doing for this look is I'm just pulling it up the sides, pull it as tight as you can, and then wrap the metal to secure it. I'm going to just put a small piece of tape along the top. Again, not positive if it'll be enough. Might have to reinforce it, but I'm going to try that. So again, pull it up tight, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull them so that they kind of become, I guess, almost parallel. They're going to come side by side. And so I do want this to be secure, but I am going to put another feature around the center. What I thought I would do for this is just kind of create a look that I guess has some dimension to it. And so I just have this little toilet paper roll. You could really use anything. I just thought the size was a good size. I find it best to use something to wrap. One way to do it would be to roll it out. The other way that you could do it is to roll it in, or you could roll it opposite. So it really doesn't matter. I'm just kind of trying to show you how you can kind of create a look. And again, it depends how you want that to swirl as well. You can really just play with it. I just like this big swirly look. So what you want to do is basically just get the curl the way that you want it, either curling it out or in, or a mixture of both, and then you can play with it from there. So I just like to get that first initial by using something round like that toilet paper roll, just to get that initial look. Once you get it the way you want it, then you can proceed to kind of secure this in place. So you might do that with more double-sided tape underneath, If you're going to put something across the middle, you might not even need to do that. So we're just going to kind of play with it a bit, and I'm going to show you a couple of different looks. So the first couple are super simple, but I just love the way they kind of come together. So this is just a spool of ribbon that I had, and it's multicolored, and I thought sometimes it's nice to bring a color in with the black because the black is plain, and especially because this metal is kind of black on black. And so this is just a super simple idea. There's really not much to this. I just love the way this ribbon looked, and I thought it had a little bit of a masculine look. Now when I was playing with this off video, of course it's a little bit difficult to get in here to tie. So I do have the metal ribbon secured a bit, so I think what I would do is just kind of tie it off to the side. And then slide it in, and then you're not kind of fighting with the metal. You can see it's just very plain, but I like the way the offset of the striped ribbon with the elegance of the ribbon. I just think it's quite a masculine look. It's kind of contemporary and yet very simple, and I think it'd be great for any guy. You could definitely add more in there. You could secure this down a little bit more if you wanted, but love that. I've just removed the last ribbon. I used the striped one, and I've just taken that one off, and I'm just going to show you just how you can change the look simply by changing the ribbon that I'm putting with it. So my main element is staying the same, but I can just create a completely different look just by changing the ribbon. So this one's just kind of a black and white checkerboard kind of a ribbon, and I'm going to kind of tie it as tight as I can here. Now you could bow it or not. Sometimes I like to play with that, so I'm going to slide this in. So again, you can see I could just leave it dangling with a longer ribbon. I could cut it off short so that I just have very short ends like I did in the last gift, or you could actually tie a little bow there if you wanted. But again, I'm trying to keep it very kind of streamlined and very simple because I do want it to have more of a masculine look. So you can see, again, super simple, just a very simple ribbon, but with that metal, I think it just gives it a little bit more of a masculine look than maybe some of the kind of daintier elements that I sometimes use. So again, I've just removed that ribbon, and I just want to demonstrate a few other ribbons and how you can get a completely different look. I love this ribbon. I just like that it's kind of geometric, simple. It doesn't have a very complex design on it, but I think that the green and the lighter green shade along with the black just looks super sharp together. So I'm just going to tie across the middle, and again just show you how we haven't changed that main element, but just simply by changing that ribbon in the middle, we can each time get a very, very different look. For this one, I have no intention of making a bow. I just want it to kind of sit very simply. You can actually play with it a bit and give it a bit of dimension if you want, but I just love that, the green with the black. I think it's just a very classic look and perhaps a little bit more masculine than some of the other looks that I go for. I just have two more to show you, and hopefully you'll be able to see how I can just change that element in the middle, the ribbon, and the accent, yet use the same foundation for each of the different looks. For this next look, I'm simply taking some just very thin string or cord and just giving it multiple wraps around. So it's going to be just a very plain black and white look. But again, you'll be able to see how just by simply adding something across the middle and changing it up, we can get various different looks. Little knot here in the middle. I like the idea of taking the string and spreading it out a bit. So again, you could just have those strings tight, but you could also have a look that's a little bit more spread out, whatever your preference is. I do like that very simple look as well of just having this string and the black and white. Just black and white's always just a very classic, elegant kind of a look, and in this case I think it works well for a male's gift. For this last look, I'm going to take just some plain black ribbon, and I've already kind of pre-cut it to size, and all I'm going to do is make a knot across the middle. I found this really cool ribbon. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of almost an industrial look. It's silver with the holes in it, and I thought it would look really sharp incorporated with this particular gift. So what I thought for this one might be cool is just taking a very small piece, not making a bow out of the ribbon itself, but more just kind of scrunching it down the middle. Maybe think kind of like tissue paper flower type look. So just gathering it in the middle, adding it in the middle there to where I've already got that knot, and then just adding an extra knot across the top to pull that nice and tight. And I love kind of the randomness you get when you're not pinching it anymore. It's kind of very much all over the place. Yeah, I love how it has dimension. I love how it has a little bit of an industrial look, and I think it's just the perfect male gift. So I'm really hoping that you might see if you can pick up some of this metal ribbon. I just think there's so many possibilities with it, and although I think it could work for any occasion, I do like the idea of it being maybe a little bit more masculine just because of the metal. And I wanted just to show you how this particular part that I started with, I didn't change in any of the looks. I left it the same for all of the different looks that I've shown you, but how by simply changing kind of that middle part, you can get so many different looks. So sometimes it's worth investing in something like this. It's very versatile. I think the fact that it's just a plain black makes it something you could really work with lots of different colors. Of course, I did the black on black, but you could put it with any color and really probably any pattern. And again, you might go to the craft store, never think of using this for gift wrapping. I don't even really know what the intended use is for it, but I do love how it adds dimension to the gift and just kind of creates some interest, and I think it would be perfect for that male on your list. So I hope you enjoyed some of these ideas today, and thank you for visiting Bohemian Rhapsody. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be sure to be posting many more great gift wrapping tutorials. So hope you tune in, and don't forget to share.